every single healthy habit you do, every time you practice it, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Do not underestimate the power of doing it just one time. And people think, oh no, I have to do this day in and day out to really see the benefit. And yeah, that's true for a lot of things. It compounds. The benefits compound, right? Exercise, benefits compound. You get stronger, you get fitter, more flexible, the more you do it. But there's a ton of benefit right in that moment, that one time that you're doing it. Your cells are getting stronger. They're becoming more resilient during that time. Your hormones are balancing. You are increasing your vitamin D level right in that moment. So please don't underestimate the power of just doing this one habit this one time. Welcome to Biohacking with Brittany, where women optimize. I'm your host, Brittany Ford, holistic nutritionist and wellness entrepreneur, and I'm here to help you live in alignment with your body and nature. This podcast blends cutting-edge science with soul-led strategies to support you through every phase of womanhood, from fertility to longevity and everything in between. Each week, we dive into functional medicine, women's health, holistic healing, and biohacking tools that empower you to take control of your wellness journey. Let's redefine what it means to thrive together. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for listening. And today we are going to be kicking it old school a little bit and taking it back to the foundations. I kind of felt a pull to do an episode like this to kind of just remind us of what we can all do, regardless of what we might have access to, what we might be able to afford. And I just really wanted to talk about what we can do right now, today, if you want to feel better, if you have no time, no energy, and no money. Because there is a lot you can do. And honestly, the best biohacks are free. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to dive into it. I want to talk about the science and my experience with it. And honestly, these habits and practices are so foundational for your health that if you're not really doing these things, arguably like every day or every other day or even a few times a week, there's almost no point in really going that extra mile to do very specific things or try that one supplement or buy that one product, because these 5 things are going to move the needle the most. And I know they might not be like sexy and cool and trendy, but they're foundational. They're absolutely foundational. They're foundational for women's health, for fertility, for healing, for postpartum, even during pregnancy. They're foundational for our hormones as we navigate perimenopause and menopause. Really, wherever you are in your journey as a woman or even as a man listening to this show, this is so pivotal for you to really lock these things down and practice them. Write them down on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Write them down, put them on your mirror, in your bathroom, on a sticky note, whatever you really need to do. Because this matters. This is the foundation for your health, for your longevity, and this bleeds into everything. If you're focused on like healing your skin or your gut or taking a look at how to balance your hormones or better performance at work or for your family or your job or in the gym, anything like that, like you've got to really get these foundational things down. And I think it's important to kind of take a step back and look at them. I'm going to omit any products really mentioned in any of these categories. While there are things that can take you to the next step in all of them, kind of things you can do to tweak them and get more out of the topic, the point of this episode is not for that. The point of this episode is for you to be like, wow, okay, I have some actionable items I can take away from this episode that I can start today, and they're going to make a difference. I don't need to whip out my credit card and buy something online right now. So we're going to kind of take a break from that narrative. While, I am such an online shopper and like I definitely dabble in all of the tech and the gear and everything like that, and I have such a passion for it, I really don't think it's always necessary And I think it kind of adds a few percentages here or there on your healing journey, but it's not everything and it's not the foundation. And so we're going to be talking about some really foundational things today. And I want to start this episode with really just talking to anyone who feels like you're running on empty. Maybe you're a woman during postpartum. Maybe you're navigating perimenopause or burnout or just life in the modern world. Honestly, you're doing everything for everyone else. And it honestly feels like there's no space left for you. I see you. I've been you. And today, I really want to share what you can actually do to feel better if you have no time, no energy, and no money. This isn't another wellness list with 14 morning habits or an $800 supplement protocol. These are real, simple, science-supported shifts that support your body, especially your nervous system, when you're barely holding it together. And I have had those moments in my life, so I get it. All right. First things first, I want you to prioritize sunlight in the morning. This is the first thing I try to do. Getting outside within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, yes, even just for 5 to 10 minutes, helps reset your circadian rhythm, increase morning cortisol appropriately, so not too much, which we can kind of get from coffee, and regulate melatonin production for better sleep later. Morning light exposure helps to trigger a cascade of hormonal signaling that improves mood, metabolism, and alertness. And it's been shown to reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety even more effectively than some SSRIs in certain studies. I have tried to do this so many times. I live in Canada, like north of Toronto, and we definitely have our dark, gloomy days in the winter. But you know what? I still try to go outside, even if it's snowing. It makes a difference. And the light makes a difference. And you can actually get UV rays through the clouds, despite what you might think. Now, I'm not telling you to go outside and put sunscreen on. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that because, the UVs wouldn't be strong enough, but I'm just saying you can get UV rays from that. And that is important. That is important for balancing your hormones, for vitamin D production, for feeling connected to nature, which I'm going to touch on soon. But it is really important for this circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is the cascade of hormones during the day and during the night that allows you to sleep at the appropriate time when the sun goes down and sleep through the night and wake up when the sun wakes up and then be alert during the day when the sun is up. That is your circadian rhythm. And so the number one way you can optimize that is by prioritizing sunlight in the morning. We want to be in sync with nature. Nature heals. Nature heals. So here's your action step. I'm going to give you action steps on all of these, okay? No phone, unless you're listening to this podcast. No, I'm kidding. No phone, no sunglasses. Just stand, walk, or drink your tea on the porch in natural light. I'm not even telling you to exercise, okay? I could say that, and exercise is massive for your health. I'm just saying prioritize sunlight in the morning. I have a beautiful porch. We have some chairs, we have a swing. Sit there, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, have a glass of water with some salt in it. That's what I would do. And enjoy the sun 5 to 10 minutes. If it's raining, sit there, put a blanket on. I don't care. Get outside. It's free. You have access to it. If you're in a city, I used to live in a big city. I understand. Go on your little patio on your apartment. Go outside and sit at the cafe patio that's right by your house. Go for a walk. Make it work. No phone, no sunglasses. Do not block those rays with your sunglasses. Seriously. Exposure to 5 to 30 minutes of natural morning light increases cortisol output by up to 50%, guys. And this helps reset your circadian rhythm. Morning light has also been shown to reduce depression symptoms by 54% in individuals with seasonal affective disorder. Just 10 minutes of natural light within an hour of waking can increase your cortisol rhythm by 50%, helping you feel more awake during the day and sleepier at night. And this is so important. Not only is it those hormones, but it's also the symptoms that we feel like depression, like stress, overwhelm, anxiety, that this can really help for. So please try and really get this morning light exposure so that you can start to feel better. And honestly, it feels really good. There's a million things I could say to this that you could add. Like you could add a meditation, yoga, exercise, binaural beats, music. There's so many things that you could turn this up a notch and really like stack your healthy habits, which I do. But again, this is for the person who doesn't have any time, energy, or money. Maybe you don't have any of those, maybe just one or two, whatever. Let's keep it simple. Outside, 5 to 10 minutes tomorrow morning. And when you do it, be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Seriously, every single healthy habit you take, every single healthy step you take matters. This is what I say to my family. This is what I say to my family, like word for word. Every single healthy habit you do, every time you practice it, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Do not underestimate the power of doing it just one time. And people think, oh no, I have to do this day in and day out to really see the benefit. And yeah, that's true for a lot of things. It compounds. The benefits compound, right? Exercise, benefits compound. You get stronger, you get fitter, more flexible, the more you do it. But there's a ton of benefit right in that moment, that one time that you're doing it. Your cells are getting stronger. They're becoming more resilient during that time. Your hormones are balancing. You are increasing your vitamin D level right in that moment. So please don't underestimate the power of just doing this one habit this one time. Next up, we have stimulating the vagus nerve in 2 minutes or less. Your vagus nerve is your body's main parasympathetic pathway, aka your rest and digest system. When it's underactive, your body stays stuck in fight or flight. So I am actually going to explain this very simply for you to understand. This is, again, how I was actually talking to my mom about it the other day. So your vagus nerve runs kind of like if you were to put your hand on your throat. That's where it runs. Runs through there, up into your brain. And there's different ways that we can stimulate the vagus nerve to get us into more of a calm, parasympathetic state. There are devices that you can buy for this. I think I have all of them. And I'm not going to tell you what they are because I don't want you to buy them right now. Anyway, you can stimulate this for free. How do you think that, the hunters and gatherers did this? Do you think that they were out there, hooking up this device, turning on their Bluetooth to their phone to stimulate their vagus nerve while they were sitting in front of a laptop working? I don't think so. They knew that there was a way to feel better, feel more energized by doing this naturally. So how do you actually do it? First up is humming. We want that vagus nerve, like when you put your hand on your throat, what you can feel, we want that to vibrate. We want that to move. And the way that you do that is by humming or chanting, because this activates the vocal cords and vagal tone. So let's hum together right now. I dare you, wherever you are, in your car, if you're walking, if you're with your kids, I don't care. Hum with me. Ready? You can feel the vibration. I can feel the vibration. And it's very calming. It's very grounding. I already feel better. Oh my gosh, I just did that for 5 seconds. This actually really, really works. And it also works for singing. So if you're singing in the shower, you are activating your vagus nerve. When I put Callahan to sleep, especially in the beginning months, man, newborn phase, I would sing him to sleep and I was activating my vagus nerve, stimulating it, every single time I would sing. I used to sing him Silent Night. When, it's so random. When I had him in July last year, which we're coming up to a year now, I suddenly had to know songs to sing him and hum to him to put him to sleep. And the only thing I could remember was Christmas songs. So literally, like still to this day, a year later, you would have thought that I would look things up, but I haven't. So I sing him like Silent Night. When I change his diaper, I do a lot of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, whatever came to mind. And what was the other one? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what it is. Oh, Amazing Grace as well, which is not a Christmas song. But anyway, so I would sing those songs and that would activate and stimulate my vagus nerve as well. So if you're singing in a shower, even for a minute, that's amazing. That's great. Singing on your way to work. And you actually know that this is true because if you've ever walked in on somebody singing to themselves or humming to themselves, especially when people clean, I don't know why those things go together. That would be very interesting. But when people are like doing the dishes and they're singing to themselves and you look at that person, they're chill. They're happy. Like the energy is like flowing. There's like a vibe there. And it's actually very attractive. And you're like, wow, that person's having a really, really great day. How can I do that? So I invite you to actually start singing more. And honestly, my kid really brought this out of me because before that, like I used to sing in church when I used to go to church when I was a kid. And then, I don't know, kind of not really ever sing much past that. Sometimes in the car, I guess when I'm by myself. But now with my kid, I sing all the time. Oh my goodness. Like the wheels on the bus and like in music class and all this stuff. And so I've become so much more comfortable with my voice. I don't have a great singing voice. I don't care. You don't have to have a good singing voice in order to stimulate your vagus nerve and get the benefits here, okay? Ever snap at your partner over something small and then wonder, why did that bother me so much? Or maybe you're waking up groggy, craving sugar, breaking out, or feeling just off in your body, like your hormones are whispering or yelling that something is out of balance. If any of this sounds familiar to you, you are not alone. These are signs your body is calling out for support, and magnesium might be the missing piece. Magnesium is one of those non-negotiable minerals, especially for women. It plays a critical role in hormone regulation, stress response, blood sugar balance, sleep, and even skin and muscle function. But here's the problem. Most of us are deficient, especially during high stress seasons. Hello, modern life, motherhood, and go, go, go careers. Food alone often isn't enough. So that's why I take Magnesium Breakthrough by Bioptimizers every single night. It's the only formula I found that includes all 8 forms of magnesium, including magnesium orotate, which specifically supports metabolic and hormonal health. I love it because it helps with deep restorative sleep, stress relief, and nervous system regulation, better digestion and fewer cravings, and supports my body through every hormonal phase, from luteal to postpartum. This is your permission slip to slow down and nourish yourself at the cellular level. Go to bioptimizers.com/biohackingbritney and use code biohackingbritney for 10% off. Even better, subscribe and you'll never miss a month. Plus, you'll unlock deeper discounts and free gifts as well. Trust me, your body, your mood, and your hormones will thank you. So 2 minutes or less, hum. So we have outside in the morning, 10 minutes, some natural light. And then when you take a shower, I want you to sing. Sing your Taylor Swift cover. Sing your whatever you want to sing. Rap. I don't care. Just get that going. And other techniques you can also do are things like gargling with water. Again, think about that. Like that would vibrate that vagus nerve right there, like your throat. Even splashing cold water on your face. And deep belly breathing can as well, especially longer exhales than inhales. Whenever I do a meditation or a yoga class or an activation and I'm working with somebody or watching something and they ask me to do a longer exhale than inhale, I'm like, yes, you are queen. I am for you, because it feels so good. It feels so good. I don't know. I'm not really the biggest fan of box breathing, like 4x4x4x4. I'm more like, I like a 4 inhale, 6 outhale type of situation, or even 8. And that feels so, so good. A 2010 study published in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience showed that consistent vagus nerve stimulation reduces inflammation, improves HRV, and even boosts digestion and hormonal balance. So many of you care about HRV. Wowzers. Every single time I post on Instagram about HRV, it's like, how do you improve it? What do I do? Mine has been under 30 for 2 years. Like, so many replies. And so maybe I need to start telling these people that, listen, stimulate your vagus nerve and we can see a difference here. So your action step here, try a 2x1 breath today. Breathe in for 4, breathe out for 8, and do this for just a few minutes and notice the calm return. So we're actually going to do it together right now. We're going to do a small activation. I love that people are calling these activations lately, by the way. It's like I'm very much here for it. I don't know why. Just feels like modern, I guess. And I want to be activated in a good way. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Relax. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Sit up tall or stand up tall wherever you are. We're just going to do one round so you can feel it. All right. And let's breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Your belly should be as big as possible right now. And breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just relax. Doesn't that feel nice? I feel like my neck got longer in that 8 seconds. So you really just want to try to do something like this. Very easy. You can do it any time of the day, before bed, in the afternoon when you wake up, at any point. Deep breathing with a prolonged exhale, like we just did, improves HRV, which I was talking about, by up to 20%, which indicates better vagal tone and nervous system regulation. A 2-minute humming session can increase nitric oxide production in the nasal cavity by 15-fold, adding in calm and respiratory function. This is so huge, guys. And I'm really exploring this lately because I'm putting together my retreat, my women's health retreat in Costa Rica next year. And this overstimulation, this overwhelming world that we're in really requires these little pockets of 2 minutes here and there in order to reground ourselves and reduce our stress and reduce our overwhelm. So again, we can feel better without too much time, energy, or money being put towards it. Okay, next up, number 3, eat a blood sugar stabilizing breakfast. Actually, honestly, it's kind of true for all meals, but we're going to say it's for breakfast. So if I had no money for adaptogens or smoothies, I would still invest in trying to balance my blood sugar first thing in the day. Arguably, again, throughout the whole day, but let's just start with the first thing in the day. Blood sugar dysregulation is one of the most overlooked causes of fatigue, mood swings, anxiety, and even hormonal balances, especially for women. A protein and fat-forward breakfast, so like eggs, avocado, leftover dinner, but be careful of the histamine with leftovers, or chia pudding with collagen added, helps to lower your cortisol spike and keep your energy steady all day. In a study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, women with PCOS and insulin resistance saw significant improvements in ovulation, and hormone regulation when shifting their biggest meal to breakfast with higher protein and fat content. Your action step here, guys, is no naked carbs. Always pair carbs with fat and protein. Always. And this has become so apparent in my life because I make every single meal for Callahan, or I order off the menu when we go out to eat. And so I'm very aware of like, okay, he's having potato. What are we putting with the potato? Because he can't just thrive off of potato. Or bananas, right? Kids just love bananas. So it's like, how do I add fat and protein to stabilize his blood sugar so he's not bouncing off the walls and then won't sleep? And also, how do I give him some protein so that he's building the amino acids and building a body that's strong and healthy? Same with the fat. Your brain is mostly made out of fat. Your hormones are made out of fat. So fat is pivotal. High protein breakfasts, and I mean high, like we're talking 30 to 40 grams of protein, reduces post-meal blood glucose spikes by up to 40% and improved insulin sensitivity. This is huge. That was studied in the Obesity Journal in 2015. Plus, women with PCOS, and if you have been following me for a while, you know that I had a scare with PCOS quite a while ago. And I thankfully was able to put that into remission. If you want to know more about that, just message me on Instagram. It's a whole nother story. And women with PCOS who shifted calories to breakfast instead of dinner saw a 50% drop in testosterone levels and improved ovulation within 90 days. So starting your day with protein and fat can lower blood sugar spikes by up to 40%. And that means less energy crashes, fewer cravings, and better hormonal balance. That's huge, you guys. That's so, so huge. So no naked carbs. Always pair carbs with protein and fat. Learn what is in your food. If you don't know what is in the food, like if you're like, okay, cool, Brittany, I hear what you're saying, but I open my fridge and I don't know what has protein and fat in it, look it up. Use ChatGPT, use AI, use Google, message me on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I'll just tell you, like, there are so many resources that you can look at to figure this out. And there's so many easy ways to do this. So if you have a piece of fruit, you can add nut butter. So easy. If you're eating a piece of bread, you could add. I literally did this today. I had a piece of organic sourdough bread. I put butter on top. There's my fat. I put avocado. There's my fat. I added nutritional yeast, which has 5 grams of protein per tablespoon. I added that on top. There's my protein. And then I added mineral salt, it was so good. And also there is a bit of protein in the bread as well. So just thinking like that, like, let's really pair this. Let's balance the meals so that I can feel good. I can create a strong, healthy, thriving body, and I can have enough energy to get throughout my day. You don't need to buy some superfood that promises like the earth, the moon, and the sun in a glass. Yes, those things can make a difference, but man, if you learn to balance out your meals and you take a step back from processed food, that is going to do more for you than any single superfood on the market. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they are lying to you and they're just trying to like make $1 off of you. Seriously. So that was number 3. So far we have number 1, prioritize sunlight in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes. Number 2, stimulate the vagus nerve in 2 minutes or less. Y'all be singing in the shower. You better be thinking about me. That was weird. I don't mean think about me in the shower. But when you activate or stimulate your vagus nerve, you can think about me. That's fine. Number 3, eat a blood sugar stabilizing breakfast. Learn to balance your meals. Number 4, touch the earth. Daily grounding. If you're new to health optimization, biohacking, holistic health, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of all the same thing, honestly. Grounding, that word, earthing, grounding might seem like woo-woo, maybe. Like, oh, let me go touch the earth. Like, what am I, tree hugger? But in reality, it makes a massive difference. When I had no time or energy during postpartum last year, well, I'm still in postpartum, early postpartum last year, I would go, I'm just thinking about it. I would go sit outside in my little swing chair, breastfeed outside, and I would feel a million times better. But barefoot on the earth, different story. Barefoot contact with the earth has been shown to lower cortisol, reduce inflammation, and improve sleep. A 2012 study in the Journal of Environmental and Public Health confirmed that grounding significantly reduces nighttime cortisol levels and improves HRV, which is key for nervous system healing. This is free, it's ancestral, and it works. Your action step here, go barefoot on the grass, sand, or soil for 10 minutes, and that's it. Now, you might be thinking, wow, I could pair this with the first thing you said of like get sunlight in the morning. And absolutely. So you can walk out your door, take your cup of tea with you or your water, whatever, go stand outside, put your feet on the earth and just freaking stand there. Sit, I don't know, meditate, whatever. Water the grass, water the garden, walk your dog. But I mean, you do kind of want to be barefoot because there is more benefit. So put your feet on the earth. I'm kind of sick of shoes. You know that? Like, I'm actually kind of sick of shoes. I don't know. I grew up in South Africa when I was a kid, and like, I don't remember wearing shoes. As a kid, you didn't wear shoes there. Like, my mom would take us to the mall, and I would be like 5, and we wouldn't wear shoes. Like, kids just don't. Well, that was the 90s. I don't know, maybe now, but like, it just wasn't a thing as much. Like in South Africa, it was just different. It was more free. And when I was in Nicaragua, it was like kind of the same thing. It's not like I saw adults necessarily walking around barefoot in the stores or anything like that, but like the kids were. And even this weekend, I was working outside. I'm doing a car project for Callahan's birthday, and I'm barefoot and I'm in and out of the house. And then it's like, oh, you're going to bring dirt into the house. But it's like, who cares? So what if I bring dirt into the house? I have a vacuum cleaner. I have a dog. Dirt already comes into my house. It doesn't matter. I have a cleaner who comes once a month. Great. But I vacuum every single day already because I have a baby and we have to, and he crawls around. So like, do you know what I mean? It's not enough justification for me to like put shoes on when I can be connected to the earth. And man, does it feel good. Grounding reduces cortisol levels by over 30% and improves sleep and HRV within just 1 week. So grounding for 30 minutes reduces inflammation markers like CRP, which I just got tested for again yesterday, and TNF, a significantly reduced amount within 24 to 72 hours. That's actually more effective than some anti-anxiety medication. Yeah, a little scary, eh? Imagine if we prescribed, standing on the earth before we prescribed Xanax. Maybe we would be in a better place with our health in our society today. So go barefoot on the grass, sand, or soil for 10 minutes, and that's it. Your driveway doesn't really count. Sidewalk doesn't count. Patio doesn't count. Like, I'm actually asking you to like feel one with Mother Earth. And then even think about that. Like, think about it's actually crazy if you think about it. Think about you standing on grass right now in your backyard or in a trail. Like, what's underneath your feet? Okay, so you have some topsoil or sand, grass, sand, topsoil, whatever. Then like thicker soil, and then maybe clay, and then rocks. And then what? Like, think about you actually standing on it's like weird. It's like you're actually standing on the earth and there's nothing between you and the core of the earth. It just continues to go down and down and down. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no man-made cement. I mean, maybe there's like, I don't know, some sort of like water system or something at one point, but like, I'm just saying, like, you're so deeply connected to nature and you're so deeply connected to the earth. let alone what that does for like your EMF exposure and the radiation that you're exposed to, the electromagnetic fields around you. And yeah, like I just feel like there's something so powerful in that. I also find it very interesting that when we go to the beach, we take our shoes off. I wonder why. I mean, logically, you could look at that and be like, okay, I'm taking my shoes off because I'm walking on sand. I don't want sand to get on my shoes. Or I'm taking off my flip-flops because they're going to flick up sand on me and I don't want that. But then I don't know, like for me, when I think about walking on the beach, and I've been on many, 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 many beaches in my life, there's like this call that I have, like the moment I like enter the beach to like immediately take off my shoes because it feels so good and so grounding. Regardless of like if the sand is flat or bumpy or hard or wet or cold, I just like want to be connected to the earth in that way. Possibly could be because of the negative ions as well coming off of the ocean. When there's like a movement of water like that, there's a ton of negative ions in the air, and negative ions make you feel good. They increase oxytocin, they increase our feel-good hormones, and they make us feel very relaxed. So we can actually get this feeling from the ocean, waterfalls, if you stand by a waterfall, or after the rain. I don't know if you've ever gone outside after the rain and like the way that the world kind of feels is like it's almost like a spark, like electricity in the air. Yeah, that's negative ions. And that makes you feel good. Anyway, so I think there's something to be said about taking your shoes off more. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay. Last but not least, protect your sleep like it's a ritual. Now, I could tell you 10 products to go and buy right now to make you sleep better that actually work, but I'm not going to. Because there's things that you can do right now with no money in your bank account. Like you can go and do these with no energy, with no time. You can do this. If you feel like you're drowning in exhaustion, focus on sleep, not more supplements for this. Instead of adding melatonin or fancy trackers like an Aura ring, start by protecting your sleep environment. So, turn off screens at least 60 minutes before bed, dim the lights, and make your bedroom cool, dark, and phone free. You basically want to make your bedroom a cave. Cool, dark, as little technology as possible. No bright lights. Like you can get the amber bulbs, but again, we don't want to buy anything. So just try to dim the lights that you have. You know what my mom did actually? Like growing up, which I always thought was weird until I became an adult, was in her room, her bedside lamp, she would always put like a thin like scarf over the lamp or some sort of like piece of fabric to dim it. And it would always be colored. So it would naturally like bring down the hue and bring down the blue light that you would see. And it always made her room, my parents' room, feel very like cozy. And I never really like thought too much about it. I always thought it was just like this weird thing my mom did. And then when I got older and became so sensitive to sleep and had to hack my sleep, I now do the same thing. But I use a swaddle. I use a baby swaddle and I just put it over my light. I also have red light bulbs, so that helps a lot. But still, so there is very easy ways. Grab a t-shirt, put it over your night lamp. Let's reduce how much blue light and bright light you are exposed to before you go to sleep. Turn off your screens. Stop scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, if you're on Facebook, before you go to bed, or stop online shopping or answering emails or text messages. Oh my gosh, you need to turn your brain off. You need to turn the phone off. Sleep is your hormonal reset button. A consistent circadian rhythm supports melatonin, growth hormone, thyroid function, and estrogen progesterone balance. So your action step here. Tonight, today, that's right, tonight, swap one scroll session for stretching or journaling by candlelight or reading or anything anything that's not on a screen and with reduced light. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin by up to 80%, guys. That's insane. Delaying sleep onset and reducing REM sleep. Even small light exposure, like a hallway light or a phone glow, during sleep increases cortisol and insulin resistance overnight. That's wild. It is so sensitive. We are so sensitive to light. A lot of us just kind of ignore it and don't know that we could actually feel better. So this is what I want you to start with. Okay? Listen, I love the flashy tech tools, gadgets, supplements. You should see my house, okay? I have so much. But these are foundational, and these are things that I still have to try to do every day. I still have to put in the effort to make sure I'm hitting these and doing these practices. They're not sexy, they're not cool, they're not trendy, but they work. And this is how our ancestors lived, right? This is how we as humans, our biology is aligned for these habits, for these practices. So the first one, prioritize sunlight in the morning for 10 minutes. The second one, stimulate the vagus nerve within 2 minutes or less. Humming, singing, whatever you want. Number 3, eat a blood sugar stabilizing breakfast, or, try to balance your carbs with protein and fat at every meal. Number 4, touch the earth, which is like daily grounding. And number 5, protect your sleep environment. None of this is revolutionary. And that is the point. Real wellness doesn't come from a bottle, device, or app. Sometimes it's found in the most basic human needs: sunlight, breath, rest, nourishment, and connection to the earth. If you are in a hard season right now, I want you to know that it's okay to strip it all back. Healing doesn't always look like doing more. Sometimes it looks like surrender, softness, and coming home to yourself. If this episode landed for you, send it to a friend or a mama who needs to hear it. And if you're craving community and real support, you can come to my retreat. You can join the waitlist. It's designed for exactly this, a nervous system reset, surrounded by like-minded women who actually get it. You can find the link in my show notes, or head over to Instagram at biohackingbrittany to join. And if you have any questions, message me if you want to talk about this. If you are going through a hard time right now and you need help healing, I'm here for you. I'm always here. Just send me a message. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. And thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Biohacking with Brittany, where women optimize. If you loved this episode, share it, subscribe, and leave a review to help more women step into science-backed, soul-led wellness. To go deeper, check out the show notes for upcoming retreats, live events, my course, and the latest on socials. Until next time, keep listening to your body, trusting your intuition, and optimizing every step of the way.